Hello everybody and welcome back, it's Ash of the Greek, and today we'll be continuing the first class trial, I guess. It is class trial number 1, even though we had the class trial on the 0, I guess. But we're continuing the class trial, and let's see if we're gonna solve it today or not. We'll see.
The cases, or...
Obviously, the case.
Let's see. So apparently Jean had, I guess Wolfgang had Jean's blackmail.
The more pieces you connect, the clearer the image you're constructing becomes.
But I don't think he did this.
The
I still think
the
Diana
image,
is the killer.
The more you can assume about it.
I still think about it.
Do you see what I'm saying? Once we know how Wolfgang died, the rest of this case should fall into place.
You certainly talk a lot. Stranger than you used to. But I think I get it.
Yeah, she's no longer pretending to be the liar.
Start, but we can all agree Wolfgang was stabbed to death, right?
No.
When I was in the boiler room,
Yeah, he saw
I
that
saw
knife.
a knife bobbing around in the water near him. And on the ground, there was blood. Dried blood. On the boiler room floor and on the hallway floor.
I don't think that was Wolfgang, though.
It's gotta be Wolfgang's blood, right?
Didn't see any
The knife
injuries
was bloody, so...
that would indicate that.
Seems like a brawl happened in the hallway. While poor Wolfie was minding his own business, he was confronted
Unless
by
if he tried to
a
kill
killer
the person that had it, that would be kind of
who
crazy.
attacked him and chased him into the boiler room.
That would show the hypocrisy, actually, if he tried killing whoever got his,
That would line
blackmail.
up with how we
Okay.
found him.
The killer stabbed Wolfgang in the hallway, then followed him into the boiler room? No, that's not what happened. I need to show everyone where they've gone wrong. Alright, let's go. Stop debate. Shouldn't be moving along with the chair because you can actually hear it in the audio. Also apologize if there's noise in the background, there's people here. Let's see.
Is this really how you guys think Wolfgang died?
No.
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence. It was floating in the water right next to him.
I think he had the
Not
knife.
just that. There's blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
How did you see if you were with
Confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack. The killer snuck up on Wolfgang, stabbed him from behind, and the rest is history.
Alright, so step from behind is
With
the
that
problem here,
knife
because
wielding villain on his tail,
we don't have...
Wolfgang had no other place to run but the boiler room.
So, the killer entered the boiler room after him, which was when they, you know, ended it.
They don't make sense.
No. Alright, so definitely we have to contradict Jet here, because there was nothing in his back that would show that he got stabbed.
Is this really how you
I think it's a
guys
Toshi
think
Double 2,
Wolfgang
because it
died?
shows
The bloody knife is way too big of a coincidence.
injuries, right? We'll see.
It was floating in the water right next to him.
If I'm wrong, I will have to go
Not
back and
just
read all of
that.
it. The truth
There's
was...
blood on the boiler room floor and along the underground hallway.
A confrontation must have happened in those hallways.
Let's see...
Nah, it was probably a sneak attack.
Nope.
The killer snuck up on Wolfgang from behind.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
I'm on fire.
Jed, you talk a lot about the knife and the bloodstains on the floor, but did you ever look at Wolfgang himself?
I gave him a glance.
Yeah,
Nothing too deep.
I figured,
makes sense.
had you actually taken the time to look at Wolfgang, you would have noticed a clear absence of stab wounds.
He was not stabbed at
In
all.
fact, none of the injuries he sustained were the type to cause severe blood loss.
Yep.
Seriously. We went over the same thing with Cassidy during the mock trial. Couldn't you give Wolfgang the dignity of a proper investigation?
Hey, man, it's not like I didn't try. It's just the stuff doesn't come easy, you know.
Yeah. It would be
Wakes
weird
up
looking at
thinking
someone that
they
you
might solve
know.
their buddy's murder later.
Nah.
Isn't that exactly what you should be worrying about in a killing game?
Not everyone has the stomach for investigating.
Exactly.
That's fine. That's why you got people like me to do the heavy lifting. Since some of us here weren't able to investigate
John is a
Wolfgang's
good guy.
body, I'll
He's a
lay
good
out his
dude.
injuries. There were 2 marks on the back of his neck, a bruise
So he did see
and a
them.
tiny red dot. His hands were burnt too, so 3 injuries
in total. Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I caught nothing else.
I don't think we saw anything else either.
Burns, you say?
Junior high, my dear Wilson. The killer used a flame.
Junior high? Ah, from elementary, I get it.
These don't look like
It's going
normal
up the
burns.
schools here.
Not the sort you'd get from a stove fire or a hot iron.
Or,
Or
yeah, I think it's
flamethrower,
because of
I
he got
suppose.
electrocuted. I still think that's the case.
Contradicting my theory outright? Jeez. So this is the thanks I get for vocalizing my thoughts?
Sorry, lass.
Yes, if I may add on to what John said, the burns actually bore a strong resemblance to what you might see in cases of corona paralysis.
Chiaro... Huh?
I'm assuming is what I'm saying so far, right?
Now this I know.
Oh?
Coronoparalysis. It's something which happens to lightning
Yeah.
strike victims.
Exactly. See, I told you.
Getting struck by lightning is like getting kicked by a horse. The impact is so shocking. Some people will lose all feeling in their limbs for a few hours.
Oh, she's so happy about that.
I was
She's so
aware
happy
of
about that.
lightning paralysis, but even I didn't know its official name. That's a nice head you've got on your shoulders.
Lots of people tend to overlook the importance of lightning safety, especially where
Ah.
I'm from. My grandpappy once tried working out in the open during a thunderstorm. Pure luck's the only reason
Oh, okay.
he lived to see
I thought you was
the
gonna say that
next
he
day.
died. Okay.
Sorry to hear that and all, but what does lightning have to do with
Yeah,
anything?
I think either the cord snapped, it caused him that, or I don't know, something happened. Something he touched something that zapped him.
Well, if I had to guess, Ulysses, did it look like a big old tree was drawn on Wolfie?
Yeah.
A big old tree.
Big
Yes,
old
that's
tree.
how I would describe the burns on Wolfgang.
He tried to do the
So
accent too.
Wolfgang had lightning strike scars?
Huh?
Yeah, guy's like, man, I'm too idiot for this,
We're
bro.
trapped inside a building, though.
Yeah.
Lightning can't come from anywhere.
Could he not have been struck before the killing game?
No, we saw his hands. He wasn't
Fate
wearing
is
gloves.
stronger than will, you know. Perhaps a deity decreed the glow of his altruism from their heavenly abode and felt him a threat.
No.
Nay, those burns were fresh. One look was all it took for me to know that.
Like you saw his hands. They were fine. Right? Yeah, he wasn't wearing gloves.
If he had these scars before, we would have
Yeah.
noticed them anyway.
Exactly.
But if those marks were recently inflicted, wouldn't it mean Wolfgang
Not
somehow
necessarily.
went outside?
Not necessarily.
Oh. Save mind right now.
This is only something I thought of just now, but the reason
Yeah?
Wolfgang sustained burns similar to that of lightning strike victims may be because whatever inflicted his burns was equivalent in damage to a lightning strike.
Yeah, exactly.
You saying there's something out here channeling the power of lightning?
Electricity, bro. Something equivalent in damage to a lightning strike. The idea sounds ridiculous, but when I think back on the boiler room and what was inside it... Right, if I take that object into consideration, Ulysses' theory starts to hold some weight. Is it the cord? Generator?
This is it.
Generator. It's a generator, okay.
Ulysses, since you write everything down, do you have a description of the boiler room in your notebook?
Yes, I do. Why?
Since some people here never investigated the crime scene, they probably aren't as familiar with the room as we are.
True.
So, you should read out your description of it.
Sure. The boiler room consists of a small concrete platform surrounded by ankle-deep water. Throughout the room are boxes filled with various garbage, and in the back looks to be a
Various garbage.
generator. What you just
Oh,
heard
sorry.
is a brief summary of my notes.
Hear that? There's a generator inside the boiler room.
Yeah.
Of all the things which could deal similar damage to a lightning strike, doesn't a generator sound the most likely?
Electricity.
Didn't Ulysses say it was destroyed?
At the time of the investigation, sure. But it wasn't always destroyed. You probably don't remember. But back when we found the dummy, I mentioned something about the underground floor.
Flashback time. Dining hall people? You were in this building before. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell? I never even saw her. Different voice for Damon there. Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin? Don't even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
To be more specific, It was the boiler room I woke up inside. I hadn't been alone either. Ava was also there.
I woke up first.
She's like, I was better than him. I woke up first.
Yeah. She did. Anyway.
I don't know why that's important.
We agreed the generator was in full working condition when we woke up.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
So in the time since you woke up there, the generator was destroyed?
It's the only possibility.
It was probably destroyed during like the
As for
kill.
what destroyed the generator? Well, it's hard to say for sure. My best guess would probably be...
Unana?
Don't waste my time.
Okay. I was waiting for that. Okay.
2 things. First, destroyed is overly vague. Ulysses explained the state of the generator much better. Charred beyond belief. Second,
I like the dynamic we have. We don't know with
Where's your proof the generator inflicted those burns?
with
What are you
Ulysses there.
talking about? The generator must be involved. It's near where Wolfgang is lying.
Being within range of something counts as proof now, does it? Do you also consider happenstance as conclusive evidence? Funny how the standards shift, if so.
That?
How will this minigame work? I'm curious now. Damn it, she's trying to make me look like an idiot. If I let this continue, the others might start to doubt me. I need to stop her before she veers the trial off track. Oh, there we go. Ha! You thought you were the only one with an interjection animation? Think again. Alright. Sometimes, a student will dislike your argument so much that they will initiate a one-on-one debate with you. We call this Rebuttal Showdown. During Rebuttal Showdown, your opponent will fling a flurry of remarks at you, and it's your job to counter them. Use the WASD keys to slice through your opponent's arguments. Naturally, you will slash in the direction of the button pressed. Okay, so we slash with these keys. To slice diagonally, simply press 2 keys at the same time. Be sure to pay close attention to the shape, size, and position of your opponent's remarks, as these will clue you into what direction you should slice. Everything you strike white text, the green side of the screen will shift left to represent your argument succeeding. Likewise, every time you miss white text, the orange side of the screen will shift right to show that your opponent is winning. If you got through enough remarks, you will advance to the next stage. If you haven't, you'll retreat. If you're somewhere in the middle, you and your opponent will wrestle for control in a short round of cross swords. In order to gain the upper hand, you must rapidly left-click. To the meat of the duel, Truth Blades. Similar to the non-stop debate, any suspected contradictions will be highlighted in gold. Hold down, right-click to slice them apart with a truth blade. Of course, don't start slicing the second you see gold. Assess the validity of the remark and check you have the correct truth bullet equipped. Oh, I didn't see the other. Oh, whoops. Now let's keep waiting for any longer. To battle. I didn't. Oh, so the other thing with a bullet we saw is different than footsteps. Okay.
While the generator may look suspicious, consider the time frame we're working with. If the only time you saw the generator in full working condition was on the day of our kidnapping, that gives us a period of almost 4 days in which the generator might have been destroyed.
Okay, so it's a blackout, alright?
What about the blackout?
Yeah.
It's impossible for the generator to cause the blackout.
If he was written up,
already broken prior to the tournament.
Exactly.
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or after the murder. You only assume it happened during it. Not the smartest argument from a supposed ultimate debater.
I think we have to use the DJ part, right?
What about the blackout? The building may very well have lost its power at any point before or
yeah, there we go.
I'll cut through those words.
Exactly, we're cutting through those words.
When the blackout happened, it froze a piece of equipment which had been set up for the game tournament. Mark's DJ pad.
Exactly.
While there was no physical clock inside
he looks so shocked there.
A digital
Disgusted
one
even.
built into Mark's pad. If you look at what time the digital clock is frozen on, it matches the time of death listed on the tablet. 9:35 a.m.
Exactly.
Well, Mark, is this true?
There's no point in me saying anything when someone else has already
Aw.
said it better.
Damn.
Just answer with a yes or no, will you?
Yes.
In any case, the matching time is too
Yeah.
much of a coincidence. The destruction of the generator caused a blackout, and the blackout occurred at the time of the murder.
That's an interesting angle.
There's no way the destruction
Whoa.
of the generator wasn't tied to Wolfgang's
This is
death.
the new sprite, right?
What do you suppose happened then?
I'm willing to bet the generator's destruction resulted in the boiler room's water becoming electrified.
Yeah.
Since Wolfgang was discovered kneeling in the water, you can reason he was standing in it at the time this happened, Dan.
Damon, you and I both know that's not true.
Man.
Huh?
Yeah.
You forget? It's impossible
I
for
do
the
think
water in the boiler room to
electrocution.
play a role in Wolfgang's murder. Not?
Yeah, because the light bulb didn't light up.
After
Yeah,
Damon
we
and I
tested
woke
that
up
out.
in the boiler room, I wanted to investigate the flooded area. So, I
Yeah.
tested the water.
Testing the waters, literally. And at the corner of my eye, I saw Eva approach the pile of boxes and fish at the light bulb. Oh. Then without hesitation, bloop, she chucked it into the water.
I even redid my test during the investigation, since Damon wasn't sure if he should touch Wolfgang's wet clothes. In both instances,
Yeah.
I proved the water was safe to enter. To be honest, neither result really surprised me. Water will only act as a conductor if it makes contact with two separate energy sources.
Oh. But we did have, we had the cord and we had whatever exploded, right?
The boiler room's generator is just one source.
If you're standing in the water,
Or the taser,
one outlet should
right?
be enough. Speaking from experience, large bodies of water are terrifying conductors during storms. All it takes is one lightning bolt, and the surrounding miles are scorched.
But the generator is a slow, persistent source of electricity. It's not the same as a lightning strike.
Electricity is electricity. Doesn't matter how it manifests. The reason you two avoided electrocution is because the generator's exposed wires aren't even touching the water. If they were,
Oh.
you would have been scorched right from the start.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah,
when
Eva
the generator was
also
destroyed,
seems
some of the
dumbfounded
wiring
there.
fell into the water.
So she didn't know that either.
Nah. Even in its current
Yeah, Jean
solid
does know
state,
stuff.
the generator's wires are nowhere near the water.
He may not appear like it, but he's very knowledgeable.
It doesn't make sense for the generator to pose a danger anyway. The point of the killing game is for the students to kill each other, not for the facility to kill the students.
If it's used
A feature
as
of the
a
building
weapon, though.
killing a student would be a meaningless death because you can't attribute a student killer to it.
As for why the generator's been charred, sometimes electrical faults happen. Even my ship's engines have broken under particularly
I think we saw that it was
storms.
already
And if an electrical
explosion
fault caused
happening.
Wolfgang's death, then his murder is purely on the hosts, ain't it?
Of course! If we were responsible for his death, you lot wouldn't be here discussing it.
That's... Is the generator really unrelated to the case? But the timing of the blackout, it's too perfect. It can't be a coincidence.
Okay, since we've ruled out the generator, what else could have electrocuted Wolfgang?
The taser, maybe.
Yeah, it mightn't be relevant, but I did see one other thing on the boiler room floor. A toy gun or something. At least, that's how it came across to me.
He didn't even, like, pick it up to see what it is.
Not a toy gun, a taser gun.
A taser? I'll shoot electricity!
I'm not sure how the taser fits in with this case, though. It doesn't seem to have been used.
Desmond?
Nope. The taser was
Oh.
definitely used.
How so? I didn't catch any sort of string protruding from it.
Not all taser guns release a string when fired. Some
Interesting.
are completely wireless.
Yeah, but he would know that,
For
right?
those types, you can tell they've been used if their blast doors are missing. Side note, blast doors are plastic panels which cover the muzzle of a taser. If a shot is fired,
But yeah, I
the
didn't
pop
have
came
that.
off.
Yeah.
When I was investigating the crime scene,
Is that a scar he has on his
I found a
forehead?
taser gun in one
Or is
spot,
it an error
and its
in the
blast
sprite?
doors in another. Speaks for itself, yeah.
And here I was thinking the yellow bits were just random trash.
Where the heck did a taser gun even come from? Last time I checked, there weren't any
Maybe
lying
the
around
pharmacy?
in the
Or
storage
the
closets.
pachinko machine?
Maybe it belongs to someone here.
Huh?
Just think about it for 1 second. Everyone here has a dorm room which is themed around their talent. Mine's got DJ equipment. Jet's got car batteries.
Car batteries, bro?
If that's what we have with our talents, what could someone with a dangerous talent have?
Are you talking about, like, knives and stuff?
Oh my god.
Well,
she was making a good point, and you guys said something stupid.
On my face?
Forget this. The person I'm talking about is Desmond.
Oh, we're playing Desmond for this?
Huh? No way! You think the gun is Desmond's?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, why would he say that it was used though? You could say that, it wasn't used.
Jean, do you know anything about this? As Desmond's roommate, perhaps you spotted something inside his dorm.
Did they stay in John's room?
Alas, we
yeah.
stayed in my abode. I couldn't tell you if
that's rough.
Weapons.
Talk about suspicious.
Yeah.
Desmond agreed to bunk in Jean's dorm, so Jean wouldn't see the weapons in his?
Listen, I get where you guys are coming from, but that taser gun, it's not mine. I've never seen anything like it.
No.
That's
a lie.
A lie?
Because how would you know that it has been used if you haven't seen one before? So let the feign innocence won't fool me, not when I know the truth. Silence charisma, his blackmail. Is it his blackmail? Let's say his talent.
A marksman is obviously
No, what's wrong? Maybe it's his blackmail.
I got it. The blackmail tools you gave us. That's my evidence.
You didn't get mine, did you?
No. But the person who did informed me of what it said.
Oh no. With his weapons at hand, Desmond guards the only one he trusts.
The writing style seems to match. I think it's legit.
Yeah.
That's more than a little suspicious, don't you think? Leaving a bunch of weapons unguarded during a killing game?
Yeah.
Don't judge me. This is the first time I'm hearing of it too.
You didn't know there were weapons in your room?
Yep. No idea.
Our rooms aren't particularly.
Did he not go in his room?
Are we supposed to believe yours is any different?
It is themed. I'm not denying that. But I sure as hell didn't catch sight of any weapons. If I did, do you seriously think I'd leave them unguarded and risk being found out?
Yeah. Desmond
I don't know.
cares too much about everyone.
I don't think it's Desmond either.
He pointed out the broken doorknobs and gave us the idea to bunk together. Why would he hide weapons in his room?
Because if people didn't bang in his room, they wouldn't know it.
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside. There's no other way to explain it.
So while Desmond gets a bunch of guns, all I get is an old game console and a dead controller.
Oh, he's dead? Oh.
Take the bad with the good, dearest pupil. No one fears game consoles. Well, no one besides parents and the religiously inclined.
Enough talking about consoles. Why are you guys believing Desmond so easily? If the taser gun belongs to him, then he's the killer. Any argument he makes against it is just a flimsy excuse.
I don't think Desmond did this. Non-stop debate. Alright, let's see. Oh boy. Here's this my blood spouts.
Desmond is the killer. The taser gun came from his room.
I had no idea the gun.
She was with
existed.
Eloise though.
I was barely in my dorm.
Did you say Eloise? Eloise?
Because you wanted to draw attention away from your weapons hoard.
Weapons hoard.
But if this is about avoiding suspicion,
Yeah, why would he talk about
why did Desmond say the taser gun was?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think a killer would draw attention to their own murder
Exactly.
weapon.
I was with Desmond.
Yep. I have to agree to that.
Psychology.
I have to agree with Eloise
Sprinkle in
there.
a little helpfulness, and suddenly everyone trusts you.
When the murder happened.
No one's here listening to Eloise. Alright, I'll compare the evidence to everyone's statements.
Desmond is the killer.
Yeah, it's Eloise. On the blue, we have to agree there was a blackout.
I had no idea the gun even
Grace
existed.
really trying to be like, yo, you did it!
In my dorm to begin with.
You killed him!
Because you wanted to draw attention.
She doesn't like him,
Away
Eloise.
from your
So she's like,
weapons
yes, he did it. Let's kill him.
If
This is about
I think she's still the killer.
avoiding
Please
suspicion.
make me be right.
Why did Desmond say the taser gun was fired? I don't think the killer would draw attention to their own murder weapon.
Yep. There we go.
I got it.
I got it indeed.
Regardless of whether or not Desmond knew about the gun, he definitely wasn't involved in the murder.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm respawning somewhere.
Eloise can back me up.
You can back up Eloise, you mean?
Desmond and I, we were
Yeah.
together in the courtyard at the time of Wolfgang's death.
Exactly.
And both of you can be ruled out as suspects.
They weren't there.
Don't just take her word for it. She could be covering for Desmond.
Jeez, if you have a bone to pick with these guys, at least save it for when we're not solving a murder.
Yeah. Why don't you
Yeah.
believe Eloise?
Ever since the investigation, these two yuppies have been on my case non-stop. They're
I don't think
obviously
that's the
working
case.
together.
No one's benefiting from that.
Not gonna lie, I see where Grace is coming from.
No, Kai.
When Eloise tried to single her out earlier, Desmond was pretty quick to jump in and agree.
Even so.
But they wouldn't benefit from that. They can't get out at the same time. The other one will have to die.
Since the topic has been brought up, I would like to mention something.
Okay.
During my trip to the pharmacy, I
There we go.
believe I saw Desmond and Eloise in the courtyard together.
There we go, Toshiko.
You also said you were back in the hallways around 8-10 a.m., didn't you? That means those two were wandering around unsupervised. Neither one of them could have left the courtyard.
If Desmond was the killer, what would Eloise gain from defending him?
Exactly. That's the point you have to make.
Should the wrong vote be cast, nothing about the rules
Yeah, she would die too.
suggests an accomplice of the killer would be exempt from execution.
That's right.
There's no gain to having
Even
an
if
accomplice.
she was exempt, Eloise is too nice to be an accomplice to murder.
Grace, I realize Desmond's
Yeah.
irked you, but that's no reason to keep steering everyone down a dead end.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
Listen to Big Daddy here.
A person who's always steering others down a dead end, huh?
First of all, it's
I guess they needed a GPS.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we should totally thank Desmond for clearing things up now. Not only do we know he's not the killer, now we know how the killer got their hands on the taser.
Alright.
Now we know how... What?
Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent, and found the taser gun hidden inside.
It's very possible.
Yup, that is word for word what Desmond said.
Right. Good memory.
That was the same thing
All
that...
in a day's work, babe.
Oh, they didn't have the baby there. Oh.
Can you repeat that quote, Cassidy?
Again. But I just said it.
Imagine she forgot about it.
Yeah, but I want you to say it again.
Alright. Someone must have gotten the idea to rifle through my dorm because of my talent and found the taser gun hidden inside.
Is there something on your mind?
If Desmond's testimony is anything to go by, then wouldn't this mean the culprit has to be male?
No. What? It has to be Diana, bro. Come on.
If I remember correctly, all the guys were aware of each other's pairings. With that sort of knowledge, a male student
Yeah, but
could
they wouldn't
try
know
and
that-
infiltrate another male student's dorm.
They wouldn't know that he didn't stay in that room, though, right?
None
Yeah,
of us
exactly.
knew which room we'd be bunking in.
It only takes a quick peek to check if someone's inside or not.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyone could have done that.
And who's to say the thief didn't barge in before we started bunking?
Or while people were having breakfast.
Seems there was a mountain of opportunities for our culprit to sneak in unnoticed.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
exactly
be
help us narrow
a
things
guy.
down, does it?
Yeah. Sorry, Eva.
Well,
she's trying super hard.
Bust.
Look on the bright side. If it's been fired, then it's probably what electrocuted Wolfie.
Look at the bright side. This
If
probably
trying
killed
to
him.
suss out who stole it isn't feasible, why don't we talk about Wolfie's other injuries instead?
Yeah, I still don't know about the
You know,
neck
the ones
injuries.
that weren't burn marks? Those seem like they could lead us somewhere.
They could.
Yeah. Besides the burns on his hands, Wolfgang also had a bruise and a tiny red dot on the back of his neck.
A bruise and a tiny dot, huh? Wanna try tackling them in alphabetical order?
I hope alphabetical order? Now, aren't you full of smart ideas?
Bro.
No need to thank me. It's only common sense.
Okay, let's discuss the bruise first.
Alright, the bruise. It's really the plaster, right? Oh, the rolling pin, sorry.
I think it's safe to say
Here we go.
the killer didn't use a flamethrower.
That's true. She's speaking facts.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight?
That could be the case.
Someone might have attacked him and aimed for his neck.
I'm not seeing something that can even work so far.
Either way, something must have hit him.
It must be this one.
What if Wolfie fell over?
That's not it.
How spindly he is.
Spindly
One tiny
he is.
misstep could leave the poor fella bruised for days.
I don't think that's the case.
Skinny guys bruise easily, eh? Let's see if you're right. Ulysses, fall over.
Bro.
No, thank you.
Alright. I think we have to agree with Kai there.
I
On the
think it's safe to say the killer
lost 2
didn't
health
use
points
a
there, huh?
flamethrower.
Or 2 health bars. I have a lot of them though. We're fine.
Maybe Wolfgang got into a fight?
No.
Someone might
Or
have
maybe.
attacked him
But I think it's the,
and aimed for his neck.
Kai one.
If you can even reach that high.
You could.
Either way.
There we go. Oh, I'm on fire today. What the? I'm getting them right every time. Alright. Hardest difficulty? Okay.
Kai is right. Something did hit Wolf.
Yep.
Really? Man. And I was thinking out the first thing which came to mind.
Yeah, oh, you were right.
Anyway, from how you're wording things, do you know what that something is?
A rolling pin.
Eh?
Wolfgang was hit with a rolling pin.
How on earth did you reach that conclusion?
We found it.
Ava and I found this pin inside storage closet A, which is just a few
Yep.
feet from the crime scene. Coincidentally, the pin also has a dent.
You sure that's enough to say it's involved? Could just be a flimsy pin.
Yeah, but what would be in the storage closet, not the
No.
kitchen?
There's something else which solidifies this pin's role in the murder. Handprints. 2 of them on the edge of the pin.
So the killer used a rolling pin to attack Wolfgang?
It certainly
Yeah.
explains the bruising on his neck.
They must have wanted him to be unconscious so he wouldn't fight back.
Exactly.
Exactly. It would be easier to
At the same
drag him
time.
in the water if he's not awake.
You reckon the killer purposely put Wolfie in the water?
Yep.
Damn! With one electrified blow, Wolfgang is zapped to bits with the taser!
Mm-hmm.
Since he's lying in the water, he's definitely a goner.
Exactly.
Considering the logical ethos of the killer's rectitude, especially when governed under constricting pressure, leaving him catatonic would be the most facile solution.
What 14-year-old speaks like
makes
that?
sense.
After shooting Wolfgang with the taser, what was the killer's next move? If I figure that out, I'll be one step closer to solving this case. Okay. Still don't know what the pin was, though. Let's see. Steel roll pin. This not this. Like a footstep storage closets.
So let me get this straight.
Let's see.
The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling pin.
Uh-huh.
And then chucked the pin into closet A?
Uh-huh.
When exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already downstairs. Because the 2 of us went inside closet A.
Yep.
Why were you inside the closet?
To find the backup generator, remember? Ed and I checked closet B. Eamon and Kai checked closet C.
Why are we looking at these?
Eva and Grace
Why are they
checked
closet
closet
ones?
A. And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
Yep.
The killer just discarded the pin before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right. Because the killer could run upstairs and go back to their room immediately after discarding the pin.
Oh, no, it wasn't immediately. That's wrong.
So
It's
let
a
me get this
footsteps.
straight.
It wasn't immediately.
The killer knocked out Wolfgang with a rolling
He
pin.
didn't run immediately upstairs.
And then chucked the pin into closet A?
He waited for us to get down
When
there.
exactly did they discard the pin?
They couldn't have done it when Eva and I were already
Oh
downstairs.
man, please let it be Diana. It'll be so funny.
Because the 2 of us
I'm
were
sorry.
inside closet A.
Why
I
were
wanna
you
be
inside the
right.
closet?
Even if I got the victim wrong.
Generator, remember? Jed and I checked closet B.
Alright, that's the closet B, closet A.
And Kai checked closet
Sorry, closet
C.
C. I'm sorry.
Eva and Grace checked
It's so weird
closet
seeing
A.
Wolfgang's portrait next.
And Jean and Mark checked closet D.
I just discarded the pin.
Yep.
Before we came downstairs.
Yeah, I think Mark's right.
Alright, is it this sport? Or the next one?
The killer could run upstairs and go back to
sorry.
their room
immediately.
There we go. Oh,
No, that's wrong!
I'm so good today. Alright, alright. Okay. Okay.
Diana, there's proof the killer fled the underground hallway at a later time.
So essentially... So it's definitely not one of the 8 people here.
We're looking for a backup generator. Kai and I heard someone run past our room.
It has to be Diana. She has no alibi.
Huh?
Yep, she thought she was sneaky.
Man, that's right. We were just exploring the closet when all of a sudden we heard footsteps
Okay, so
in
if
the hallway.
if the person that ran away was the killer, right? That would mean that Damon and Kai, even Grace, Jean, Mark, Jet, and Cassidy are all innocent, which would leave Ingrid, Toshiko, Desmond, Eloise. Obviously not Wolfgang. Diana, Winona, and Ulysses as the candidates for killing. But Ulysses and Winona were together, Ingrid and Toshiko were together, and Kai and Desmond and Eloise were together. Diana was the only one that didn't have an alibi doing this, and that she wasn't downstairs. So I think it's Diana still. I think I got it right. While guessing the wrong victim, I guessed the correct killer. I think.
That's when Damon decided he was gonna follow where the footsteps came from.
Yep.
And entered the boiler room.
Uh-huh.
Did anyone else hear these footsteps?
Nope. Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, Jed and me didn't really hear it over all our talking.
I heard the footsteps.
Huh? You did?
Well, I initially thought it was my imagination, so I never said anything.
Yeah.
Ashamed to say, I also brushed off the footsteps.
Yeah.
Thought I was hearing
At such a
voices.
situation, like you'd be like, "Oh, it's just my imagination." Then my mind is trying to scare me.
However, since other people can attest to
Yeah.
hearing them,
Then someone else was on the underground floor with us.
Exactly.
Before anyone tries to bring it up, none of the tournament attendees could have been the person running.
Exactly, because they were still in
Since
pairs.
everyone explored the closets in pairs, they all have solid alibis.
So it's one of the other 7 people.
I'm sure we can all vouch for that, aye?
Oh.
Everyone was still in their closets after Damon and I found Wolfgang. So,
Considering the footsteps were moving away from the crime scene, I think it's safe to say they belong to
Wouldn't that mean the killer fled while you guys were exploring the room?
Exactly.
Hold on. So the killer had been right next to us?
Joy, that's a given.
Yep.
huh? How are you so calm after hearing that?
Well, because you knew that.
The only thing which stood between us and a murderer was a door. What if they attacked us?
There were 2 of you.
Well, they did it, so I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, true.
Sheesh, you're weird.
I think she's okay. Ooh. Alright, you know what? We're recording for like 40 minutes. Time to stop for now. We'll end it here. On this Kai scene, I guess. And we'll continue next time. This still has a lot. I feel like we haven't even getting close to the killer. So I guess we're gonna have a lot of stuff to do. Even in the next episode, we won't be done. So I guess I'll see you next time. Hopefully, well, we get closer to finding the killer and if I was right or not. But until then, do take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.